Hey guys, welcome to another video. So what we're looking at today is gaming on a native 720p monitor. Now 720p gaming is nothing special, we all have done it at some point, usually to get higher FPS, as the performance roughly doubles when you switch from 1080p to 720p. But 720p doesn't look that great on a 1080p monitor. This is mostly because of scaling. So today we are checking out a 720p monitor with a true native resolution of 1280 by 720. And the best thing is they can be had for very little money, and you might even have one lying around already. And do stay tuned for a special guest who will share his thoughts about this project later in the video. Let's give an extreme example. Here we have an image with 3x3 pixels. If we scale this image to 5x5 pixels, it looks really horrible. This is of course a simplification of what's going on, but gives you a rough idea of why digital display scaling isn't pretty and something you want to avoid. So for our native 720p monitor project, the first thing we need is an old monitor. Okay, maybe not that old. This is what we need, a 17-inch or 19-inch LCD monitor with a native resolution of 1280 by 1024. This should be easy to find and not cost much, and if you're lucky, you might get one for free. They can even be purchased brand new, but buying secondhand is the way to go, as these monitors are not sought after at all, so prices should be pretty good. The machine we're using today is a HP Elite 8200 with a Core i5-2400, we've got 8 gigs of RAM, and a GeForce GT 1030. This is a good example of a budget machine that can struggle running the latest and greatest games at 1080p. And this is what you need to do. This works with both NVIDIA and AMD graphics cards. Go into the driver and make sure that GPU scaling is turned on and set it to either aspect ratio or do not scale. Now set the resolution to 1280 by 720, and here we have it, a native 720p image. Every pixel rendered by the GPU is mapped to its own pixel on the monitor. The image is sharp, crisp, and without any scaling artifacts. And now just look at the performance. Here we're running Dirt 3 with high details. We're getting really good FPS, so why not crank up the details? Now we're running at ultra details, and there's still room left to enable anti-aliasing, and now the game is absolutely stunning and still running at over 60 FPS. It is difficult to share the experience of what native 720p looks like, so what you can do on your computer is go into the video driver, set the scaling to do not scale, and play a game at 720p. The image will be quite small with black borders all around, but it should look nice and sharp and give you an idea of what this project is all about. Let's try something newer. Rise of the Tomb Raider is a challenging game for the GT 1030, but at 720p it's very playable with medium details, and on this native monitor it looks absolutely gorgeous. And here we have Doom with medium details running silky smooth. But does it run Crysis? Yes it does, and extremely well. Very high details, DirectX 10, everything maxed out, and it runs at around 60 FPS and looks fantastic. Now obviously gaming at 720p isn't ideal, and this project is not about you throwing out your 1080p monitors. But it could be a temporary solution if your monitor just died, for example, or you're upgrading and you just sold the old one but the new one hasn't arrived yet. And of course we all have a budget. This project could save you some money, and instead of buying a 1080p monitor, you can get a better graphics card, more RAM or a SSD. Now I like thinking outside the box with projects like this one, and I think this is quite useful, but let's get another opinion.
What's going on everyone, it's Ozzy from OzTalksHW, and thanks to Phil for having me. And this is my experience gaming at 720p on a native 1080p monitor, and then gaming at 720p on a 1280 by 1024 monitor, and then my thoughts on the whole 720p monitor project as a whole. So I actually bought the monitor for about 30 bucks shipped on eBay. Now I used to have a ton of 1280 by 1024 monitors, but I gave them away because I had no use for them. Nowadays, it's harder to find 1280 by 1024 monitors because 1080p monitors have become the norm in most places in America. Some people still sell them on local classifieds for much cheaper, but that wasn't an option for me at the time, unfortunately. Gaming at 720p on the 1080p monitor was an okay experience. The differences between it and native 1080p on my Dell monitor was very noticeable. 720p had fuzzier edges, obvious aliasing, and duller pictures all around. Gaming at 720p on the 1280 by 1024 monitor was also an okay experience. The monitor gave a slightly clearer picture than the 1080p Dell monitor, but that's mostly because of the smaller screen and thus higher PPI. At first, I didn't see the use of a native 720p monitor, honestly. The differences between my main monitor and the eBay one were not big enough to muster a switch. But curiosity got the best of me, so I disabled resolution scaling on the eBay monitor, and let me tell you, the difference was night and day. Without scaling, the eBay monitor was much clearer than the 1080p monitor, and my preferred method of choice for 720p gaming. Black bars surrounded the top and bottom edges of the game, but shoot me for saying this, it made the game feel more cinematic, which I really liked. It was a different change of pace from normal full-screen gaming without bars, but a nice one nonetheless. Now my thoughts on the 720p monitor project. I don't know if Phil is trying to market this and sell it, but I think there could be a potential market for it. According to Steam's hardware survey, about 20% of Steam users surveyed still run screens with resolutions lower than 1080p, with the majority using 1366 by 768. Granted, laptop users probably make the majority of these players, but an inexpensive monitor that natively supports 720p could have a place in the market, especially if it offers things such as FreeSync or a high refresh rate. So Phil, thanks for having me on your channel, and good luck with the project. Let me know how it goes. I would love to try it out once you're done.
Thanks for the feedback, Ozzy. Do check out his channel. I put a link down below in the description. I subscribed to his channel a while ago when I was researching about the GD1030 and stumbled over his video. So there you have it, guys. 720p gaming in all its native pixel glory and with a nice performance boost for those smooth frame rates. And I do believe that many of us, we have never actually seen 720p in all its native glory. But what do you think? If you have such a monitor lying around, why not give it a try and share your thoughts down below in the comments, as well as any questions about this project. And that's it for this video. As always, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and click on that notification bell to get future updates on videos. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you soon with another one.